2, 3.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Christmas edition. So today we're going to be talking about if you believe in miracles. So we'll start with Miss Sun. Oh, and then explain what's going on with you, please.
Please.
Oh, I'm sick, so I do not want to hurt anybody.
Thank you. I
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Okay.
for thinking of us.
Don't
So,
cry, it's okay.
I know. So, miracles. That's a very, because there are some people that they have to see in order to believe. Say, for instance, in anything like, well, what's the research, or show me the proof, or this or that, right? But I believe that, especially, there are certain instances where you have to believe, and when you believe, then it creates whatever you want without having it there tangible. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
So yes, I do believe in miracles, and a lot of the times, and that's something to bring also to the point, like be the way you met your husband. Like you
It was meant to be, baby girl.
exactly. So you saw him and you were like, that's gonna be my husband. And that to me was shocking, the way you said it, like it's almost like you see a piece of candy and you're like,
That's
oh,
mine.
okay, that's mine. I'm gonna pay for it.
It is kind of scary the way, yeah.
So I
Not
mean,
scary, but interesting.
and how long have you been together? And I mean, that's a miracle in itself, girl.
You need tips? Come at me.
We'll be giving you some in the February episode.
Yes.
Hey, that's a good one.
So yes, to me that's very important, and especially nowadays where we need miracles. We need people to believe that there is something better out there, you know. I do believe in Santa Claus.
So do I, guys. So do I.
Same.
So, and what do you believe in as far as
I
miracles?
do believe in miracles because, guys, I was dying 2 months ago. We were here recording. I played it off, but I was feeling bad. And I mean, I ended up in the ER, so I do believe in miracles because now
Because of
I'm
sun.
here.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, so it's like, yes, I believe in miracles, and I believe sometimes miracles come in packages or in people, or that there is human angels that come into your life and save you from a catastrophe. So I definitely believe in miracles. I believe in the miracles that are tangible, and I believe in the miracles that are not tangible. So yes, I believe in miracles, and I also like to be a miracle. So if you can provide or be a miracle for someone, please keep that in mind. And what about you, Miss B?
Are we talking about miracles like magic miracles? Like things,
Well,
or
things
do
that-
things happen for a reason?
Any type of miracle.
Would that fall under that though? Like things happen for a reason? Yeah, of course, definitely. For that example that you had given off, like, you know, it's like, hey, that's the guy, that's the one I want to marry. And it became true. I do find myself, like, if you stop and really believe like what you want, I think it does happen. It can happen for you. Because recently I've been seeing a lot of like 1111. And to me, I was like, I don't really know what it means, but I was like, I know it's a special number, so I'll like stop and I'll like close my eyes and ask for whatever it is that I want. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like a few of those things have been happening. It's really cool.
That's very nice. That's very nice. And you know, as a person, if you have the opportunity to create a miracle for somebody, please do so, especially right now with everything that people are, you know, like it seems like we just want to be arguing, or I don't want to say like fighting, but it does seem like that's one thing that people are doing right now. And so if you can bring a smile to somebody's face, or if you can create a miracle for somebody, please do so. Right now, the world is in need of something nice, and we should all try our best.
We need to stop being so mad.
Yes, that's the point. Mad. We are mad because things are not how we want them to be. Things are not how we expected them to be. But keep in mind that there is a reason why you are where you are, and a lot of the times, say for instance, if you keep finding yourself like, wait, I've been going through this and it seems different scenario or different people, but still it's the same story. It's because probably life or something is trying for you to learn something from that, or for you to see the value in yourself or see something. And that's why you keep running into the same scenario over and over again. So ask yourself, what is it that I need to learn? And keep in mind that things that do happen, that they may seem bad, they're there for a reason, either to teach you something or to make you stronger. And I think if we shift our mindset towards that, instead of seeing like, oh, I'm always having problems, car problems, or I'm always this or that, if you change it around, like, you know what, I always have a great day. And even if it's not true, and believe me, it does change, because there's days where I'm like, oh dear God, I'm going to work, but I say, oh, it's gonna be a great day. And so you put it out there.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Right now you had me write down, certain things, and me being more of a visual person, when you had me redo it and you typed it in my positive way, I was like, wow, it does depend a lot on how you say things, blurt things out, or that was an eye opener for me, Brenda. Yeah, I was like, wow. Yeah.
And a lot of the times, also be careful for what you wish for. You don't want to be home alone type of scenario.
Like when I got my machine because my car got crashed into. Yeah.
So be careful for what you wish for, and always be thankful for the little things that you have, or even the big things that you have, if you are a fortunate person to have big things. Like a big car.
Do you want to share a little bit of about the machine? What happened?
Oh my goodness. So I don't remember if we covered it last time, but I really wanted this machine for my studio for skincare. And I really asked for it. I was like, I had it. And so then they were fixing my roof, and I decided to park outside my house. Should have taken the flat tire. But all of a sudden, somebody just came and crashed into my car, and I ended up winning a case and got enough money to be able to purchase my machine. And I really wanted it.
So I have to admit, I'm a little scared of leaving Fiat there.
My mom too.
I'm like,
Se puede parquear aquí uno? She always tells me, porque no quiero que me vayan a chocar.
I'm like, but we'll take our chances just to take a road trip.
Yeah.
So the other thing we wanted to talk about is about, what was it? How can others how do you expect others to understand you if you cannot understand yourself?
Yeah, so I was seeing, I don't know if it was a movie or something, but it was about this young adult or a teenager, right? And he was telling the mother, you never understand me. And then I thought about when I was a teenager, and I would say the same thing, like, nobody understands me. My teacher doesn't understand me. My friends don't understand me.
Can I stop you right there really quick? So if you keep saying those negatives, that's where you're going to attract. People are not going to understand you. And that's what Bea was saying. Like, after she rephrased whatever present current state she was in, and we put the positives in what she wanted, that shift started to be like, oh, I do say a lot of negative things unwantingly, but that's how the shift starts, right? So that's what I wanted to add.
So yes, but as a teenager, you always feel like everything's against you. Nothing is working out for you. But a lot of the question popped into my brain, and like, wait, you want people to understand you, but do you understand yourself? Because and believe me, there's some times where I have like this attitude, like a stick in the mud. Like people could be like, "Oh, what a pretty smile," and I'm like, "Really?" Or
Inside
you
joke.
have you'll
We'll
get
talk
in
about it
later. Or you have beautiful this or beautiful that, and I'm like, "Ugh, whatever." But so, and a lot of the times you don't understand, or somebody says, "Oh, happy day. What's so happy about it?" And you're like, "Why am I feeling like this? Or why am I so negative?" Sometimes it's not the people that don't understand you. Maybe it's just yourself that doesn't understand yourself.
Yeah, and I think under realizing that you're not understanding yourself could be a little hard, but if you are having just a tough time, because it is okay too as well, but put on some rock music or I don't know, reggaeton, whatever it is, blast it at home and just let loose, get over that little phase and go on, like, be happy.
Yes, and just understand that a lot of the times people are not there to understand you because, like I mentioned, sometimes you don't understand yourself or we don't understand our own self, but we're here to have a fun and have fun in the process. At least do that, and just remember, everything's going to pass.
And if you can't find yourself, I think that's where you two come in. I think that's where your
I was
profession
thinking us three.
or yeah, us three, but I mean like mentally, I mean yeah, I guess us three, huh? Because I could really mess with someone's mind while I'm massaging their face. But yeah, I
No,
think that's
but
where
even
you can guide them. You can teach somebody how to girl, we are a cool team, huh?
No, because
And you
even
can- you
yourself, because say for
Yeah.
instance, a lot of the times a woman might not feel like in her essence, like I don't feel in my essence or this or that, but they come to you, and I mean, I've been on your table where I come with doll face, and I'm like, oh my god, and I get up from your table, and it's like, oh my god, I feel so pretty. I feel refreshed, rejuvenated. Even inside my own essence feels better. So a lot of the times even taking that moment to pamper yourself is what you need to put that pep back into your step.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very true. And not only that, too, if you're looking for advice that is non-biased, that's what we're here for. You want changes, you want to have a better life, then you need to invest in yourself. And I mean, we're bringing you all this knowledge that we have acquired throughout the years. And really, what we're doing for you is cutting time and really giving you knowledge and expressing all these things that can help you and be the vessel for you to move forward. But the thing is, sometimes we want the change, but we don't want to invest in ourselves, or you want something for free. And let's be honest, life is not for free. There's always an exchange in something. So start investing in yourself, even if it's not with us three, with someone else, but start giving and you'll start receiving.
And also perfect timing, because that new year's coming in, the whole new year, new me. But just this year, I thought about why do I have to wait till Monday to start my workout or my diet? Why do I have to wait for this new year to come in? So if you are feeling that way, take the initiative and do it then and there.
Yes.
Again, we go back to the trying, right? I'm going to try to work out. I'm going to try.
This year, I'm going to make sure that I'm no longer drinking, no longer working out. No, why not now? Why not do it now?
So if I try to get up, what am I doing? I'm
trying.
But I'm not getting anywhere. So
That's a
when
good
somebody
example.
uses the word try, or I'm going to try, means more than likely they're not going to do it. So if you're that person and if you catch yourself, just really analyze where you're coming from and how bad do you want to change, or how much do you want to change.
And that also goes for people that are in your life and they tell you, oh, I'll try to go by and see you, or I'll try to be there for you.
No,
And
no,
it's-
esperando a nadie. Muévanse y háganlo.
not going to go.
And
No,
sometimes
don't sit
it's
around
hard
and wait.
when it's family members,
It's
but you have
heartbreaking.
to.
It really is. But it's
But you have to
no one's
just
going to do it for you.
take it with a grain of salt and just know, that you're gonna be there for that person no matter what, because you're family. But just know they're lying to you.
Don't be blinded by it.
And don't worry too much about it, because life is so short that, I mean, to worry about little petty things, I mean, come on, everybody has a life.
And you're right. Everybody is always going through something. You don't know what somebody's going through. So yes, they might be in a bad mood, whatever the case. Try and stay positive, but at the same time, just knowing how to control yourself when somebody else is lashing out on you.
Yes.
And we can talk a little bit about dealing with difficult people. So I'll put the big story short. We went to a conference with Dr. Cesar Lozano. He's like a famous Mexican life coach. So we gathered some points from that conference, and we would just want to share some with you guys. So part of it about dealing with a difficult person is that person has had a difficult life or a difficult story, for us to be mindful of that and to see the positive in them. And then there's also the 80-10-10 rule. Let's see how good we can explain that. So 80% of the people will like you if you have these qualities, and I'll go over the qualities. 10% of the people will not either like you or hate you. It's just
It's
neutral.
like, bleh.
It's just
Who
whatever.
cares?
You're just there. The other 10% are going to despise you. Even if you're the best person ever, they just don't like you for whatever reason. But if you're in the 80% spectrum, you have to follow certain guidelines. So one of them is, are you always smiling? Are you charming? Do you possess that? If you possess that, you're still in the spectrum where they like you. The other one is, are you kind? Can you give compliments? Oh, you look so pretty today. I love your hair. Can you take the compliments? The other one is, you don't talk bad about people. That's one where some of us, I don't know, can falter through. And if you're lacking that, it goes, guess where does it go? Where does it go? Well, you should know.
To the other 10%.
It goes to the 10% where people despise you. Okay, the 10% where it's neutral, it's just neutral. That's not going to change. So now you're 70% likable and 30% despiteful. So just be mindful, always be kind to people, try to smile, give compliments. If you have nothing to say, don't say it, and don't criticize. So that's the 80-10-10 rule, and you'll know where you'll fall in.
And one thing that has been helping me also is, like, say for instance, if you don't like a certain person or whatever they're doing, or the way they answer to you or something, just think, what are they going through? Sometimes putting yourself in that person's shoes. I know some people are like, why am I supposed to put myself in their shoes? But just maybe think about it, and changing that perspective can maybe change your mind to understand them a little bit better.
Yes.
Because you never know what the other person's going through.
That's 100%. I agree 100% with that.
And some other things that people might be envious of, if you have charm, if you're charming, you can be ugly.
Hold on.
But if you're charming, people do not like that. So that's something that to be mindful of. The other one is, if you have success, people tend to envy that. The other one is, if you have physical beauty, please stop envying.
Yeah.
So, right? And the other one is, this one threw me off a little, but I was just like, really, if you eat a lot and you don't gain weight, people...
Oh yeah, I do despise you guys a little, just a tiny bit.
Yes. Oh, I don't even work out.
It's like,
Oh, no disrespect to Paris Hilton that she eats like all these...
I know.
What is
that
it, like-
woman?
Yes, I'm
She's
like...
beautiful and long legs and this great knockout body, and she's like, I eat anything I want and I don't even work out. I'm like,
I cannot.
really?
Cannot.
So in a nutshell, guys, and then there's the story about sadness and anger. Should I go into it really quick?
Yes.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to make it short, guys. So there was anger and sadness. They went swimming. So when they went swimming to a lake, there was anger, and she was bitching about, oh, the water's cold, I fucking hate this, blah blah blah. But she kept swimming, right? And then there was sadness, like crying throughout the swim and just crying. So sadness got tired of hearing anger be bitching about whatever it was. So sadness decides to leave. And as she gets out, she puts her clothes, right? And she walks off. So when she walks off, anger notices that sadness put on her clothes. So anger started to bitch. Fucking sadness to my clothes. Now I'm going to have to put her clothes on. Fuck that shit. And she puts it on and she walks away. As she walks away, they notice that sadness is there and they try to stop her. Sadness, come here. We need to talk to you. So sadness stops and then they try to unzip her outfit and they notice that it was anger. So the story is, the vice versa is, when they unzipped sadness, it was anger. And when they unzipped anger, there was sadness. So if you're dealing with a difficult person, maybe you need to unzipper them and know that instead of them being angry, they're very sad, and vice versa.
That is a really good example. Yeah.
So yes, that was like a nice story. Okay.
So how do you deal though with, yes, I understand what you're saying, like giving them a chance, knowing what they've gone through.
So honestly, I thought they were going to give us like, number 1, you do this, number 2, number 3. So in a nutshell, it was, you have to see the goodness in that difficult person. Know that they come from a sad or something harshful that made them so angry. And the other one is, it gets to the point, if you cannot deal with that person, you move yourself.
Which is, a lot of the times at my previous employer, they would give me a lot of the unpleasant clients. To me, they weren't though. It was interesting. Like I was always able to, if they were upset because they were filling out their consent form and they have to answer questions about if they're diabetic or blood pressure, medications. It's like, don't sit there and argue with them. Explain to them why you need that information, or just, I don't know. It's interesting, but I was able to calm a lot of people down.
Because at the end, we want an acknowledgement. If we're being divas, if we're being whatever, we want that acknowledgement. But and sometimes we're so like...
Yeah, and I do feel, because I think it had been a year until I was able to crack a client, and she was just she loved me apparently because she kept booking with me, and I knew just to say hi. And a lot of the times that's true though, actually, in our industry, that people just want to come in and not speak much. And, and so I guess that's what this person was, and then slowly started to feel comfortable, and then, now I got her to smile, which I thought was... pat in the back for me, girl. Yeah, because...
So the thing is, we have content. This can be actually a whole day thing. I went out to eat with my brothers, and it turned out to be like a 3-hour thing. But right now, we're just giving you guys snippets. But that's pretty much how you deal with people. And yes, that's something that you have. Like, you acknowledge people. You explain instead of giving attitude back. Or it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
catch me on a bad day, girl.
Oh, shoot.
No, but also another thing that he also said is that don't take things personal. Like, say, for instance...
I think that's really big.
Oh,
a lot of the times, it's like if people are talking poop or saying...
Just say shit.
Saying shit about somebody, we're there like, oh, she was talking about me. How do you know? And it's like, no, she was. And it's like, don't be catching somebody else's shit. Let it. If somebody's throwing shit, like, move. Yeah. Don't catch it. Don't let it smear you. Don't let it
because every time, and I don't know the numbers anymore, but you age every time you're that upset. You age.
Yes, and in life too, so like there's years off your life. Yeah, that's very, very true. Okay.
Enojona, te imaginas? You're gonna look like that. What is it that
Snow White?
No, well that one too. But there's that on Snapchat. There's a freaking filter of
dear God. Oh my, we don't, cause.
Ay, se van a quedar viendo. You're gonna look permanently like that if you're always freaking mad or.
Yes. Yeah, no. Don't. So that's one thing. Like, don't catch somebody else's shit. If somebody's flipping you or giving you the bird, like,
Personalos.
Yeah.
God be with you.
Yes. And guys, it's gonna happen. Somebody will trigger. You can just like dodge the shit that's coming your way. Somebody will trigger you. Acknowledge it. Get mad for those 20 minutes, and then move on.
10.
So.
So what are some of the things that we can actually have people like challenge? Like, I want to challenge you to, try not to let things get to you, or.
So for the anger, and this is from Dr. Lozano B. Okay, so I know you said 10, but he said 20 because the amygdala, it gets so upset, and when you let the 20 minutes like pass by.
This is like an actual science thing behind it.
Legit. And then you just let the amygdala come back to neutral state, and then you can go and have the conversation with the person. But when you're like having to try that conversation,
which is why they say don't react right then and there when you're upset.
Let the amygdala relax.
Interesting. So it's 20 minutes. Is what it takes.
Yes, more or less 20 minutes. Put the timer on, and the other one is if
20 minutes.
Yeah. The other one is if you have somebody that's yelling at you, you let them know like, hey, so and so, you're yelling at me.
Yes, I taught that to my kids recently because as we've been talking, I have a very short temper with my children. And so they know, like, if I'm talking gibberish and I'm just having a bad day and I'm taking it out on them, they walk away from me. And so that's when I know, like, okay, Bianca, you're making no sense. And then if they know that they are in trouble, they will wait for me to sometimes finish. And sometimes, okay. And they'll tell me, like, Mom, like, there was no reason for you to be yelling at me. Like, no me grites, o no me pegues, Por eso me pegan todas.
And then, now we know the full story.
No, but they do tell me, like, Mom, but why do you have to scream, or, I don't know, girl, but yeah, they do. They check me.
Yes, but be self-care for you. That's what you need.
I do.
So speaking about that, today we're starting to do healing hypnosis, guys. So that's breaking the critical faculty. What does that mean? You may have breakthroughs, but you don't see changes in your life. That's because you yourself don't believe it at a subconscious level. So what do we have to do? We have to break your conscious and the subconscious, and in between is that critical faculty. So we need to make that shift. So breaking through the critical faculty is what's going to allow you to make those changes. If you're having breakthroughs, if you're seeing a life coach but you're not seeing results, it's because it's not your life coach, it's you that don't believe in what you want. So if you don't believe it, how can it happen? And if you need assistance with that, please let us know.
What about not knowing what you want?
That's another one. That's even worse, because if you don't know what you want, how do you expect God, the universe, to give you what you want if you don't even know, or if you're vague?
Is that where you guys come in, like, to be able to guide you to find what you want? Mm-hmm. Can you help with that?
Indeed. And it's funny because it all comes down to knowing yourself, and it all comes down to
understanding yourself.
Exactly. But you want the world to understand you, but you yourself don't know
Girl,
what you want.
Cherry on top. We hit that one real good.
Yes. So that's another thing, like, you want things, but you don't know what you want. And it's like, well, you need
Como cuando está uno chiquita. Estás llorando y ni sabes lo que quieres.
I know. So, and
true.
that's true. Like, if they were to ask you, like, why are you crying? Well, because, and then you go on and on and on and on. And if you continue, like, why are you crying? And you go on, and it's like you're crying because you want attention. A lot of the times that's what it all comes down to. We all want attention, and we all love attention. We love it from our husband, our mother, our sister, our brothers, our kids. The kids want it from the mother. We're creatures that love attention.
And then sometimes your family is busy. They're so busy themselves that they don't have the time to give you the attention too. And that's where we come in also. We give you that personalized attention just for you at that moment. That way you can go home and give it to your family.
So I was recently asked, because I like to let people know about you guys, what is the difference between yourself, and I'm sure you've been asked this before, and psychiatrist, psychologist, or that type of counseling?
Well, for me, number one is I cannot diagnose you or prescribe you if you're suicidal, if you're thinking or attempting against your life, or if you have bipolar, like at a very big level, or you have been diagnosed with something severe. I am not the person to help you. So that's one of them. The other one is you can have depression, or you can have like thoughts of like, I don't want to be in this life, but it's not to a point where you have been diagnosed suicidal. So I cannot work with that. No. The other one is with like psychiatrists and therapists. They work more with severe issues. Counselors, they want you to go over and over and over and over and over, as well as psychiatrists or psychiatrics. They want you to go over and over. For me, is I rather see you for 8 sessions, leave you on your merry way, go and conquer what we worked on, and then if you need to come back for something else, then you come back. I don't want for you to be with me
heal
the rest of my life. I mean, no, because it's not serving a purpose. I'm there to elevate you to be the vessel to make what you want happen. But I don't want to be with you the rest of our lives or for a long time. And then with the healing hypnosis, it's breaking that critical faculty, reprogramming the subconscious for you to go and be what you were meant to be, being your purpose. That's the whole point of me. And then for Miss Sun, if you want to add something, because I know it's similar.
Well, it's a little bit similar in the fact that the work is more to manifest things, to believe that things are going to come your way, somehow. And I also started to learn about the somatic exercises, and that.
What is that?
Like I was going to
it's
say
certain
about that.
positions that when you do them, your body releases emotional stagnation.
Like
That
crying?
is right.
Yo me la paso llorando en el gym.
So
Because of those exercises, I'm like, and I end up like sore, like if I did weights, like really bad.
So I was she was telling me we were trying to do shoulders, and she was like, I can't pull my arms up, and I was like, well, how can you not pull your arms up?
You would. Girl, what's wrong with you?
And then she's like, I just can't, it hurts. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the floor. And then I told her, okay, lay face down and do this, and she was like, I could barely make it. And I was like, what in the world? Okay.
She's all with the makeup. Come on, Brenda. You
Just
got
move it. No. And then, so I told her, okay.
These are my friends, okay?
Face up and try to do the same exercise, but now facing up. And she's like, I still can't. And I'm like, okay.
You're fucked, girl.
So I told her, little by little, just try to reach out, like if you're doing victories. And then she started to do it, and then I gave her a medicine ball. I'm like, you're going to put it underneath your armpit, and you yourself massage yourself until you.
Pero qué era? Estaba muy apretado. You were too tight down here.
Well, I have a lot of connective tissue problems, and connective tissue, it's emotional problems. But these exercises, she'll put me like in certain moves where I feel the pain, and then I acknowledge the pain, and then I know where the pain's coming from, and then all I do is freaking cry.
So
It's
that's
like I have even lost shame at the gym. I will cry. Be like,
And what is this called again?
somatic exercises. So that's what it is. It's like you put the person in a certain position, and they have to work themselves, because they have to find where the pain is. Once they find it, you hold it, and little by little, the body's going to release it, and then it's almost like if you're trying to break something, like you're trying to break it or bend it, right? Well, if you're trying to do that, it's just going to break. But if the person allows that position and ease into it, then the body releases that emotional problem that it may have in that part of the body. So it's very interesting. And the first time that I did it with her, she was just like boogers out. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, just let it go. But everybody's looking at
And
me.
you said now you don't care.
Now she's
That is
like,
part of
whatever.
my healing process. And you know
That's
what?
interesting.
Being okay with that too, because crying at the gym, really, that's not what you go there for. But then, yet, that's my problem. That's where I need to heal. And
That's me too. We were talking about that last time. I hate being weak. I could be weak, but weak like that to where I'm like crying and
Oh,
people know
thank
I'm
you.
crying. Like, no,
We're
but you
like,
were feeling it too. I was like, because you know what I feel. And
Yeah.
it really sucks to like be that vulnerable. But it's like you said, allowing it and accepting it.
And then, like, trying to go
Sure.
out and heal others, obviously, you're going to be broken.
It's all crying
too.
woman.
So yes, so that's what I mostly do. I as well as her. I cannot prescribe anything for you. I can help you release your tension or release
It's
emotional.
like a best friend without their opinion. That's
Yes.
really what you guys are.
Yes.
In a professional
because-
way, but
Because your best friend is going to give you the opinion
then, no,
that she
déjalo,
feels.
you know. they're-
Yeah, so it's like, no, you have to put in our information that we
like-
give you. It's
I have
backed
a
up by
friend. I have a
science.
friend. She was like, "We're gonna go slash tires," you know, and I'm all back here like, "Heck yeah, girl! Which knife are we taking?" You know, and it's like in your case, you'd be like, "Girl, let's really think about this. You know, let's stop and think." Like, yeah, you're probably right. I probably shouldn't do it. You know, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Don't do that, please don't.
Now I'm trying to slash no one's tires, but it did happen, guys. I have a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but her crazy self was like, "I'm gonna go slash some tires," and she went and slashed tires, and it backfired. She slashed her fucking hand. She and her tendons. It went so deep into her tendons, and then me habló, you know, because you know she was like, "Girl, you down to come?" No, girl, like I'm not. Like that's all you, baby girl. Y sí se fue la
I'm an
cabrona.
entrepreneur now.
Pues no, que se, this was a few years ago, so thank God it was not recent, guys. But this was a few years ago. Y se hizo slash la mano, and we always clown to her for.
But that's also something that.
So let me give you
also-
Brenda's number, baby girl. You can call her before you go do some crazy stuff
Yes,
again.
and a lot of the times in some of the like Asian kind of philosophy, when you're in the place of anger, anger or sadness or thing, it's not good to have an emotion, even happiness. It's not good because then you don't think straight. You should always,
Oh yeah.
if you're going to do something,
decision.
an important decision or react towards something, take a moment, like the 20-second rule. Even if you're freaking ecstatic and you're like, yes,
Yeah, it's like you're getting offered, and I had where you get offered like a new position, and they're te la están cantando tan bonito that you're like, yes, I'll take it. No, appreciate it. Take your time, go home, read all the fine
Yes.
print, and then be excited if you're gonna say yes or no.
Yes, because a lot of the
That's true.
times
It's not always from the
you're
inside.
not, you don't
Yeah.
know what you're stepping into, and especially with anger. Anger can always come and bite you in the booty, because like how you were saying about your child that you asked him to put away the dishes and he was banging them, right? And that reminded me one time my mother told me, go wash the dishes. I was so upset.
Why? Because you had to go wash the dishes.
I don't know why, but I grabbed a glass and I slammed it
Y
on
te
the
cortaste.
table, and it cut me. It cut me to. I still have the.
You
And I
still
was
have?
like small, so be careful with anger because it can always backfire. You're not hurting the other person; you're hurting yourself.
Sí, la que viene perdiendo es uno. Yeah.
So
In
just-
anger.
Yes, just be careful with anger because sometimes you're just hurting yourself, and the one that comes out looking bad is
It's a
just
deep
yourself.
conversation, because now moving over to sadness, it's like then you get those people who are suicidal. You know, maybe some other stuff is going through their head, yes, but in reality, it's like, whoa, stop and think about really what you're about to do. You know what I mean?
Yes, please, because a lot of the times we're like, I don't matter. The world could go on, and it's not true. There's people that love you. Maybe at this moment in time, everything is so fast. Everything is like all constantly go, 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 that we don't take the time to value the people that we have in our lives, to tell them, you know what, you matter to me. Even as a friend or as a sister, whatever, take that moment and be like, I love you and you matter to me. that way you make that person realize to please not do anything crazy or I don't want to say stupid because nothing it should be said that because that's very important, especially in that person's life. That moment seems like the right thing.
That's true. What were you gonna say?
Oh God.
I'm so sorry. About
Come back.
life, about being
No.
important, about taking decisions.
Oh, if you're a parent that uses corporal punishment, think
What is
about
that?
that
Girl, you didn't
twice.
tell me that earlier.
If you're a parent that uses corporal punishment,
What is corporal punishment?
that you beat your kids
oh.
up. And then it's everything with reasoning, okay? If you hit your kids just because you're upset or just
Yeah.
because they do not submit to your dominion, just be careful with that because you're crushing their soul. Now, if your
Yes.
kid has been misbehaving and you have tried all these other tactics and your last resort is corporal punishment and that's also done with a technique which is a paddle in the booty, then it's
O
a
con el
very
cinto y
different
matamoscas.
con la chancla. So but if you just use the chancla as your outlet, be careful with that. You are harming your kid.
And also words. Sometimes, I mean, words could be more damaging than a chancla. Because we all, I mean, the flesh heals. I mean, the flesh heals. But a lot of the times, as a mother or as a father, you are the most important person to that kid's life.
Can I say something?
Yes,
So
please.
sorry, and I need to say it now because then I'll forget. If you're having mother issues, mom is a very important role in our lives.
Yes.
And if you feel you haven't healed from that, definitely get a hold of Sun. She can definitely assist you with that. If you're having problems with self-esteem, getting to the next level, finding your self-worth, then definitely get a hold of me. If you're finding problems with you not feeling your best or feeling radiant or looking beautiful, or you need to change your face a little without going under the knife, keep Bianca in mind. So we're here to help you, and we're
Yes.
here to actually be that miracle in your life. Why? Because we have been through something, and I know we can help you excel to your next level.
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to add.
Yes, and that's very important in that matter because a lot of the times as parents or as daughters, we don't know what our words are saying, and that's
How we really are affecting them.
yes, and that's why it's important the 20-minute rule.
The 20-second rule is if something falls to the ground and you really need to eat
Oh yeah, no, that's 3 seconds.
3 seconds, girl.
Hey, 20 seconds, even if I can.
I like to eat, so it's 20 seconds.
Okay.
It was 3?
3-second rule, girl.
3-second rule. Anywho, but the 20-minute is very important because whatever we say, no matter how much we say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it, you know what, I was having a rough day, blah, blah, blah. You will never be able to get those words back, no matter what.
And you can only apologize so much, man, because these kids they take a lot of apologies. Like in general, with parents, kids everywhere.
Yes, and believe me,
Live up to
material things can always be replaced, but never, whatever you say to a loved one, you can never take it back. Never. So just be careful with that and be mindful with words.
Or it's like that drunk text, like write it down, but don't send it.
Yes.
You can do that too. Okay.
I agree.
What else?
Well, just what's going on with your business?
It's still there. If you would like to contact me, please email me at sun.valenzuela@bybeing.com.
No cierto, mentirosa.
I butchered that so bad.
That means do not contact her, okay?
I'll put the information down below or in the comments or something.
Maybe next time. Fucking son, I love you, dude.
What about you, Pete?
Me,
do the correct email, okay?
Yeah, no, well, I mean, there hasn't been many changes or additions to my thing other than what was brought throughout the year, which was the biomicroneedling and the eye treatment. But this coming year, I'm actually going to be raising my prices. Nothing where it's like $10, $15, just $1 here, maybe, you know, some products and services. So if you're used to certain prices, just be aware that the prices will be going up for this 2024
So Bookered right now.
year. Yes. And
Book
the only other
today.
thing is the gift card. I do have, if you purchase $100 in a gift card, you do get a $25 promotional card that you can use up until March. It expires March of 2024. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this coming year.
That's what I wanted to say. So I'm definitely excited for 2024. We definitely have planned new things that are coming up. So please stay tuned. It's gonna be a cliffhanger. As for me, like I mentioned, I'm doing the healing hypnosis, I'm doing the live coaching, and I'm going to start incorporating myofascial release with these sessions if you need it. So it's releasing the emotions in the connective tissue. If you're having low back pain, shoulder pain, things of that nature, we're addressing the root of the cause, not just the muscle. So I'm going to start adding that as well. For me, it's easier if you go to talkwithbrenda.com. You can definitely email me from there or call me. It is by appointment only. And like Bianca said, we're so excited for 2024. We have a lot of great things coming up for you guys. And like once again, please reach out. If you need help, reach out. We love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Yes, and Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Oh, no, wait, we still have December.
Yes. Oh,
No, December. No, Happy New
okay.
Year.
No Happy New Year yet. Okay.
Lots of love.
So